here. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a party princess horror story. All the bad things that has happened to me whilst being a party princess. I've got 4 stories for you today, and this is inspired by, I'm not sure which account it was, maybe it was BuzzFeed, but they did this, and I thought I have my fair share, so I'm going to do that too. So we're just going to get straight on with the video. I hope you guys do enjoy it, and let's just get into it. So the first story is just a minor one, but it's a little bit of an embarrassing moment for me. I was at an event, I was Sleeping Beauty, but the day before I had been Snow White. This was a 3-hour event without my boss. It was just me and the other performer who was Spider-Man, and we were literally just mingling. It was around Christmas time. There was like bouncy castles, music playing, and a Santa, etc. So one little girl was walking around with her mum, tied to her mum, literally was clinging to her. She was too nervous to get involved. And as a princess, you like to get every child involved, so I went up to her and I introduced myself. But this is what I said. Oh, hello there. Lovely to meet you. My name's Snow White. Oh, silly me. I was hanging out with Snow White earlier. My name is Cinderella. Silly me. Sleeping Beauty. Goodbye. And I just walked away. I did that again, that same event with another girl where I introduced myself as Snow White. I don't know why it happened. I guess you get so involved in one character that it's hard to switch between the two. And it was a day difference, so I don't even know why I said that. But yeah, it was very embarrassing, and the mum was horrified. She looked at me like I didn't know how to do my job properly. And the little girl was very, very, very confused. She continued to cling to her mum the whole event, so I didn't have any more interaction with her after that, luckily. The second story was again at Christmas, but I was Belle, and we were doing advent calendar visits where we go to different houses in one day, and we give the children advent calendars and have like a 15-minute visit at their house. So we were doing one house, and it was quite a big house. It was up a huge hill, and there was so many family members there. There was like grandparents, aunties, uncles, kids, like so many. We had the best time with them, and then when we left, we were all walking out and I was the last to leave. Now I have this big red cape behind me because it's cold, it's winter. Everyone is like halfway down the hill. I'm the only one in heels, so I'm going slower. Now they had this is what it looked like, and it's a removable drain. Type of drain in literally outside their gate. Yeah, I got my heels stuck in it, and the family are waving at the door, and I'm literally just outside their gate, and I'm stuck, and all the rest of the company are already down the hill, so I have to call them over. I'm still in character, and it's just really awkward because the family are just waving goodbye and I'm not moving, and they don't realise what's wrong because I have this cape covering me and a massive hoop skirt. So then I have to explain in character that, oops, I'm stuck in this drain, and I could not move. The company are trying to yank it out for me. I'm literally trying to yank it out. These were my prom shoes, so I didn't want to get them wrecked. I did end up getting a gash out of them. One of the men, I think might have been the dad, had to come help too, and he was yanking it out as well. It was just so embarrassing in an awful way, but a funny way to end it. The family was taking photos, and it was just so embarrassing. I wanted to be out of that situation so bad. Everyone was laughing. They actually took this photo, and yes, you can see the man's underwear. That's how much he was trying to yank. Those shoes are now in the bin because they look horrendous, all scraped and gashed and stuff, so it's really sad I lost my prom shoes that day. The next story was the most horrific event I have ever participated in, and I'm so glad it's over, and I hope the kids have forgotten about it. I was in year 12, and in year 12 you have to do work experience, so I chose my old infant school, which is ranging from early years to year 2, so that's 4-year-olds to about 6-7-year-olds. And throughout the week I was going from class to class with all the kids. There was about 317 kids, and I was just work experience, so being an assistant to them. I absolutely adored the children. They were so wonderful, and it was lovely to be in my old infant school again that I actually once went to. Now that coming Friday was going to be their last day of school for the summer, and so they were having a fair after school and like parties and games all day. Would it be okay if I come in as Anna from Frozen on the last day, visit each classroom, and then I'll just get back into myself afterwards? And she loved the idea. I asked my boss, it was all fine, it was just a free event. So yeah, basically I was just going to visit each child and hopefully they'd love it. And then she asked me if I could participate in the fair after school, and that complicated things massively, because the idea was I was going to come in as Anna, I was going to visit each classroom throughout the day, and then around after lunchtime I was going to get back into myself, take off all makeup and make sure no trace of them, they could recognise it was me. Well, because I had the fair literally after school, there was no point taking off all the makeup, and I didn't want to bring all my makeup into the school. So I I, that morning, got really nervous. I thought, this won't work. The children will notice it's me because all I'll be looking like myself, but I have the exact same makeup on and I have contacts, so I can't put my glasses on either. So I didn't come in school with the makeup on, and I apologised when I got in and I said, look, I'm really sorry, but I'm not going to do it. It's going to ruin the magic for them, and that is a nightmare for a party princess. They begged and they said they had put it on the newsletter for all the parents of the fair. They said they were so excited. They've advertised it. They really want Anna to come visit. All the children are waiting in their classrooms. So around 10 AM, one of the teaching assistants drives me home, and it was an awkward car ride, and I got changed and my dad had to drive me back. So around, I'd like to say 11:30 after their break, all the children were still waiting in their classrooms, and I first visited the early years, which was the 4 or 5-year-olds. They loved it. They did not know it was me at all. Same with year 1, but year 2 were a bit sceptical. I think they were finding it embarrassing to enjoy it, but by the end they really enjoyed it. And by that time I had worked out what I was doing with each year group. Well, then came just before lunchtime, and I went to get changed, and I was really nervous to go out into the playground where they would all see me normal but with Anna makeup. That includes freckles and lashes and everything. Now, they've never seen me with makeup on before. The moment I went out, I got stares. So I thought, okay, I'll just go to the youngest ones, the early years, and I'll play with them like I always do with them the whole week, and they won't notice. Now, they didn't notice, but I started getting approached by the year 2s, the older ones, the 6 and 7-year-olds, and they started to point it out that I was Anna. Now, I kept denying it. No, I'm not Anna. What are you on about? But the little ones started to click on, and they started to listen and look closer, and they realised too. Now, they didn't realise before because they're too little. And it was literally a nightmare because the older ones started telling everybody, and no exaggeration, by the end of lunch, I had all 317 children in that infant school, and I mean every single child. There was not a single child that was not chanting, "You are Anna, you are Anna." And I was trying to walk away from these kids, and they were forming a line behind me and marching, chanting it. Now, I can't exaggerate enough. It was every single child, to the point where they had to stop lunch early. The teaching assistants had to come and break them up and tell them all off while they were stood in their lines to go back to their classrooms. They all got shouted at for embarrassing me and stuff, and I kept saying, look guys, this is my last day's work experience, I just wanted to enjoy it, and it was horrendous. After lunch I went and hung out with one of the classrooms. I had to be in the year 2, and they would not give it a rest. I wanted to cry. I really didn't want to do this fair afterwards because the entire school knew it was me, so there was no magic anymore. But I was told by the head teacher I still had to do it, so I went and got changed after school, and I went, and none of the children said anything, but that was because they were all with their parents. So I got to interact with some of their little brother or sisters that they brought with them to the fair. Then I got changed to go home as Anna, and as I was walking out, one of the year 2s came up to me. She wasn't with a family member, we were in the corridor, and she said, "You are Anna, see, this proves it, see?" And I said, "Look, love, you didn't have to tell the little ones. Yes, I am Anna, you've got it, but keep the magic for the little ones, just keep it in. Well done, you've worked it out." And she was like, "Yes, I knew it was you." She went, "I'm going to tell all my friends." And then she went, "But I won't ruin the magic, don't worry." I was thinking in my head, you already have, but okay. Well, I haven't returned back to that school because obviously work experience was over. I haven't seen any of those children in parties since then, so I'm very, very happy. I bet they all forgotten the incident, but it was a nightmare. So the last story, again, I was Belle, and this was my trial party. This is the very first party I ever done as a party princess, and you have to do a trial first for your boss to see if she likes you enough to hire you, and if you've got all the qualities to be a party princess. So I was at a party with Spider-Man and Unicorn Princess, and we got to the point where Unicorn Princess was singing, so she was holding a microphone. Next to her was Spider-Man, and next to Spider-Man was me as Belle. And we all stood up, and the parents are taking loads and loads of photos and filming. Well, all the kids are sat down, and they're listening, but what I didn't notice was one of the little girls had scooched herself forward and put her whole legs under my skirt and sat upright so it was only her torso. And suddenly I felt it when her feet touched my heels underneath the big hoop. So I looked down and whispered, "What are you doing?" "Your dress is now my blanket," and started to pull the dress like over her shoulder and laid down like it was a blanket. And I didn't want to react heavily because I was being filmed and my boss was watching me heavily to see if I was the princess she could hire. So I didn't want to annoy this child or make her cry or anything, so I just started to scooch away. Well, this other little boy had noticed and he started to crawl forward, and they both ended up under my skirt. Now I had to lift the skirt out and edge backwards away from them, but they both saw my underwear and commented about it afterwards. Since then, I've never worn a hoop with just underwear on. I've always wore like cycling shorts or sport shorts underneath. However, it's never happened again, but they definitely saw my underwear, and that is definitely on camera for lots of parents. I've never seen the footage, but the fact that it's on their phones is so embarrassing. But obviously I got the job, so I don't think my boss found it that bad, and I don't even know if she noticed. That was all the stories. I have a few more, but if you like this video and you would like a part 2, then give it a big thumbs up. If you would also like a video where I share my good stories of being a party princess, then I'd definitely like to share those too. I have many more of those, so comment down below. Subscribe if you have not subscribed already. I'd love you to be part of our family. Turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. I upload every single Sunday at 12 PM GMT. All my social media links are in the description box below, as well as my TikTok, which I am live streaming on right now. So some of you guys actually watch the behind the scenes of this video and know this video before it's even posted. Give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so very much, and I will see you in my next video.